Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I talk about travel, food, money, skincare, blackness, books, a lot of many different things. I guess lifestyle, clothing, yeah. And today I need to fix that. But today I'm going to be talking about money, food, and travel. So 3 of the things that I listed. And if you're unsure, my name is Aitza. So that's how you say it. And let's get started. So I'm just going to give you guys some really quick tips. Hopefully I don't talk too long on how to save money on food while you travel. These are things that worked for me during my travels, especially over this summer. Having a tea, so pardon me. But things that worked for me over my summer while I was traveling and really helped to cut down on expenses and whatnot. So yeah, the first thing that we have is using discounts. That's a great way to save money. Like if you're going into a grocery store or even a restaurant and you're under a certain age, like under 30 or over a certain age, like 65, ask them if they have discounts, because you never know. Like for example, here in Spain, there's a grocery store, and I think actually in most of yours, there's a cut of 4. So if you're a student or under 25 or over a certain age, you get 10% off of your groceries, which is pretty much the equivalent of the taxes that is built in. The tax percent is like 11.2, I believe, or 11.9. So you're saving, like you're basically getting your groceries tax free. And I've seen some other places offer that. Some restaurants will have special menus or deals for students or young people. So that's another thing to think of. Number 2, going meatless. Now I know, especially for my North Americans or my black and brown people, what, a meal without meat? No, why would I do that? But yeah, even going meatless for one meal, maybe breakfast or lunch, and then having meat for dinner or reversing it, can save a bunch of money, because meat is one of the things that can really add up, especially if you want certain cuts of meat or kinds of meat. So just going meatless for a day and really focusing on getting protein from other things is a great way to do it. Like for example, I typically don't have meat for breakfast. Now every other day I'll do lunch. And granted, for vacation, you kind of want to enjoy your foods, but if you're more worried about your budget, that's another way to cut it out and just, enjoy the other things that the country has to offer beside meat dishes. So number 3 we have is sharing meals with a friend if you're not doing solo travel. So a great way, let's say you want to try this kind of meat, this kind of vegetable, this kind of drink, whatever, this kind of dessert. Look at the menu, ask your friend, hey, are you interested in this? If they're like, yeah, I am, then split it, go halvesies. It's a really great way to sample different things. If you're unsure about the food of the country, it's a good way to taste many different native dishes. Many native dishes, yes. I do promise English is my first language. And, it's a good way to save your bank account. Maybe make sure you're not putting on extra pounds if you're worrying about that, and still enjoying the actual cuisine of the country. 4 is pack your snacks. So I get hangry, and my friend who traveled with me in Italy can attest to this, because I forgot to pack a snack 2 of the days, and boy, there was one particular day I was so irritable, and when we got to dinner, I just had to apologize and be like, thank you for being able to work through all that, because I know I was a lot. But yeah, maybe stop at a bakery. This is what we did when we were in France. There's this bakery, a really cute place we go by every morning, pick up another tart or dessert in addition to the croissant that we were eating for breakfast, and take that along the way, or stop at the grocery store. So then later, when you're in the really touristy areas and everything is looking good, but it's jacked up to here, you can just reach in your bag and be like, yes, I packed a snack. Or going to the grocery store is another thing, getting fruits and like carrots and things and nuts and being able to snack on those really helps a lot. And it will keep the hangry monster away. Breakfast, going back to breakfast, I've mentioned this. So if you are American, you might like a big breakfast, especially when you're on vacation, you want to treat yourself. But my advice to you is no. If you are there for a long period of time and it's not just a one-day trip, try to embrace the culture. So, for example, if it is normal for people to have a little bread and jam and fruit, do that. Save money. So maybe you're spending €1.50, €2 on breakfast instead of 10 or 12 or 15. And then later in the day, when you get to lunch or you get to dinner, you can, instead of having a €10 lunch or a €15 lunch or whatever, you can double that price or apply that to your dinner and have a larger dinner. And so you're just saving money. Don't make your breakfast your most expensive meal of the day, because there's other things to do. And as I've been mentioning, grocery stores, it always goes back to the grocery stores. Like, pick something else. Like, maybe you're just gonna do that at home instead of going out and eating while you're out. And if you have a very packed day, that's another great way. And this leads me to number 6. Yes. Number 6, which is to eat like a local. So in Spain, one of the things is not having a big dinner. You have a big lunch. You have a sizable breakfast, depending on the person, but you have a massive lunch. That's why there's siesta. That's why lunch can take 2.5 hours, because you're eating properly. You're sitting down, you're having your courses, you're drinking your wine, you're enjoying it. So eat like a local if you can. So if they eat a heavy lunch, you might find good lunch deals. Like, there's this one place I took my friend, we actually went twice in Madrid, where they had a tapas lunch. You got 4 courses, 2 sangrias, or drinks of your choice, and a dessert for €15. Like, that had us full. So when dinner rolled around, we just wanted small tapas. And I think we maybe spent like €3 or €4 and then got a bottle of wine on dinner. So doing that, mimicking the eating patterns of locals, to where you're maximizing those deals if they're having lunch specials, or maybe lunch isn't the big thing and dinner is. So you're maximizing those dinner specials. And then you can ball out on shopping or having a bigger meal or a fancy dinner later in your trip. So that's another thing. Eat like the locals. Number 8. Yeah, that's 8. Oh, don't do that. Don't try to eat like you're at home, which is kind of goes back to eat like the locals. But in saying that, don't look for the brands that you're used to at home, or if you eat a certain kind of fruit, because things are very seasonal here. So you're not going to be able to get everything at your fingertips. Or if you like that one specific brand of Lay's chips, you're not going to find it. So either bring it with you, or just don't seek it out. Like, maybe you're a person who always likes to have fast food. Fast food is way more expensive, so don't do that here. I will say I do go to McDonald's in every country that I go to, because they're different and they have different things on the menu, and it's so much better than the US. But generally, no, there's other things to enjoy that are cheaper and healthier for you. And our last one, number 9. See, that wasn't too long. 9. Yeah, 9. Is to shop around the local markets and grocery stores. I keep mentioning grocery stores. But yeah, you can find a lot of gems, a lot of really cheap things. For example, when I went to the French Open in May, what we did is we packed our lunch a day, and the same thing that we basically ate the day before, and things we saw them offering, instead of paying, I think, like €20, we brought wine, we brought baguettes and meats and cheeses and whatever, And I think between all of us, it ended up costing like €5 instead of it costing €15 per one person. And it was the same quality, same really good thing. And if you're staying somewhere like an Airbnb or even a hostel that has a kitchen, like it's a good way to eat and cook. And then you can also see like what people are buying, what they're eating, what they're doing, and you can look at the prices. And not only is it a money-saving thing, it's a cultural learning experience because you're learning how they shop. And I like seeing what grocery stores look like in other countries, so that's another thing as well. And it's nice to get a home-cooked meal, even when you're out and you're just eating all this stuff that other people are eating. Granted, it's healthier, but you can also find those deals there. And you might even find things that you weren't expecting to. Like, one of the things I miss so much in Spain is that it's really hard to find salted pretzels. But when I was in Belgium, like I can find them when I go into Germany, nothing. But when I was in Belgium, I had already been to Germany for like the third time of the year. And I was like, I was rationing out my pretzels. But when I went to Belgium, I found pretzels in the grocery store. And we just happened to be like, you know what? We're going to cook one night. And it was so worth it. And when I was in Italy, I found some of my favorite candy, way cheaper than it was in Spain. So I bought some and brought it back. So you never know what kind of gems you will find and things that will make you happy. And it will save you so much money. So that is another thing. Wait, was that 8? I don't know. I think I lost count. So we'll say this is 9. Drink responsibly. And I'm saying this to say, almost everywhere I go, I'm drinking some kind of beer, wine, hard drink, whatever, but you don't want to overdo it. Pace yourself, drink like the locals, because like you don't want to be that person who's like has to tap out in the middle of the day, and you don't want to be spending so much money on overpriced drinks when you're going out, when you could just head to the grocery store, get the same wine for a third of the price, chill out in the park and drink with your friends. Yeah. Like that's one of my favorite things to do. That's one of the really good things I love about parts of Europe is that you could just pop a squat and have a beer, have a wine, and no one is looking at you like you're crazy. And yeah. So that's another thing. Don't blow all your money on booze. It's not worth it. Especially because you don't want to be hungover. You want to be able to remember your trip. And granted, I am someone who loves my wine. And I will go on wine tours. I will go on champagne tours, even beer tours, even though I'm not much of a beer person. But it's all about pacing yourself. So drink responsibly, budget responsibly, and you'll have a great trip. And that is it. If you guys have any suggestions or tips on how you save money on food, let me know. I would love to hear them. I'm going to enjoy my tea now. And I'll see you next time. Make sure that you like this video, that you comment and subscribe, follow me. I really appreciate it. So, bye.